listening to I Am Refocused Radio with your host, Shamaya Reed. This show is designed to inspire you to live your purpose and regain your focus. And now, here's your host, Shamaya Reed.
Hey, welcome to I Am Refocused Radio. We are here once again. And man, today we have another amazing show line for y'all. We have two special guests. We have ARGOTT and SHEENA M. JOYCE. They are the producers of the new doc. Kelce is available on Prime right now. Man, I mean, do I even need to do a breakdown of this amazing thing? Because we all know Kelce is awesome. So what was it like doing this documentary with Jason Kelce?
I mean, it's from from being lifelong Eagles fan. I shouldn't say lifelong. I grew up in North Jersey. I moved here in 1993, but I've been a Birds fan, for at least over 20 years at this point. And SHEENA grew up in the area and has been a lifelong Eagles fan. So an opportunity to get to make a film, not just about the Eagles, but about, one of the most beloved players, in Eagles history, and Jason Kelce. And then also an opportunity for us to do something in the city that we call home. Our production company, 914 Pictures, turned 20 this year. So we've been in business for 20 years. And, obviously we started out making films locally. And then in the past, decade or so, we've been everywhere but Philadelphia. So even though we finish all our films here, the stories themselves haven't been Philly focused. So it was really an amazing opportunity to get to not just make a film about something that we care passionately about, but to do it in our own city and to show what makes the city so special. And I think it was important to be able to, I think the fact that it came from Philadelphia-based filmmakers gives it a layer of, honesty that I think if someone came from the outside, they would kind of get it all wrong. So very, very, very fortunate that this film was kind of a gift for us, frankly. And we have said and continue to say it's our love letter to the city of Philadelphia.
And SHEENA, what was it like to be behind the scenes to just get extra close to Jason? Not just him being on the team as a captain, but also being able to see his family and how he was able to just balance all of it together.
It's funny. There's a saying, don't meet your heroes because you'll be disappointed. But that is not the case with Jason Kelce and his family. We felt incredibly privileged to get the kind of access that we got. There's no one more authentic than Jason Kelce. And I think that comes through on the screen. We spent a lot of time with the family before the Super Bowl run because we originally were making a film about Jason as he was contemplating retirement and following him in what we thought was his last season. And then he decided to come back and we decided to keep filming. And that happened to be the season that they went on the Super Bowl run. So it really was an incredible privilege to get that kind of behind the scenes access to anyone in that privileged position. But to have it be your home team was truly special.
And Don, talk about epic timing. He also had his brother Travis in the film as well, and they both play against each other. So how amazing was the opportunity to be able to document that?
When you're making a documentary, you're in tune. I think that's the best way to say it. Just like putting it in football terms, you have to be present. You have to be in the moment. And when you're making a film, you're in the moment, you're present, and you're thinking about all the things that can happen, all the while knowing that you have zero control over the outcome. So it's funny, it's not in the movie, but we were going through when we were cutting the film a couple months ago. There was a scene in the film, and you see it when he was hurt. I think it's week 6 that he kind of rolled his ankle in one of the games, and I was at his house. He was just kind of like sitting on the couch and rehabbing, and I was asking him a bunch of questions. And one of the questions I asked him was like, hey, the Chiefs seem to be doing pretty good. Do you think there's a possibility that you guys could play each other in the Super Bowl? And he was like, oh man, that would be amazing. But I couldn't even go there yet. So we were already thinking about it because, the Eagles obviously started their season, undefeated and up until, 8 games in. And the Chiefs were also doing very well. But the other thing that I noticed was watching a few Chiefs games that they had a lot of similarities in gameplay, an explosive offense, like really strong defense. So they were looking kind of like mirror images of one another. And, you know, again, you're a documentary filmmaker and you have to be present, but you also have to think ahead about, all right, well, what if this happens, then this, and what if this happens, then this. And so at every point, as it started to get, you know, further and further into the season, and it looked like, wow, like not only are they both going to make the playoffs, but there is a chance now for them to potentially meet in the Super Bowl. And what would that be like? I mean, that's just crazy to think that that could happen. And then, you know, the first AFC and NFC matchup, you know, they both win, and then they get to the championship game in their respective divisions and both win. And at that point, you know, as a Philadelphia fan, I was like, you know what? Nothing ever goes our way. And the fact that like they're now in the Super Bowl, they're going to win. Like, and I should have known better as a Philadelphia fan.
Yeah, Rocky doesn't win at the end of the first film. So,
you know, but it was incredible to be on that journey and look back on it, and to you know, to say that we, you know, we're there, had a front row seat to this incredible, magical season with like one of the most dynamic and, you know, beloved, you know, figures in Philadelphia sports, you know, Eagles history. It was a dream come true, to be honest.
Yeah, I really loved the part back in 2018. He's giving that amazing speech. I mean, It's awesome feeling that energy. I mean, I feel like anybody who watches this, they're going to be a Jason Kelce fan at the end of the day, someone who really appreciates football and what the players bring, you know, every season. You can't help but cheer them on throughout the film. Once again, you, Sheena, when you see the wife being pregnant and it's the Super Bowl time and the mother's there and it's just everyone's in this chaos, but they seem so chill and cool throughout the whole process, having fun. How was it like to witness just the family personal aspect of this?
It was an incredible privilege to be given the kind of access that we got. And I hope it shows how authentic these people are. And I hope that really comes through on the screen. But, you know, it's funny. Don and I are also a couple and we have a kid, and it was very funny to see, you know, behind the scenes, Jason and Travis were joking about, and well, I mean, not just behind the scenes, they did it on their podcast. Like, how amazing would it be if Kylie goes into labor at the Super Bowl? And as a mom myself, all I could think is how horrific would it be to go into labor at the Super Bowl? And Don had gone ahead with Jason to Arizona, and I was behind with Kylie, you know, watching her pack prescriptions that she had to get at the pharmacy in case she goes into labor on the plane. And, you know, my heart was in my throat at every second for her. And, you know, despite all of that, you know, she made it through the game and delivered a beautiful baby girl 10 days after the Super Bowl. So even though, you know, we didn't win the game, I think Jason and his family are certainly winning at life.
Yeah, speaking of that, I mean, when I got introduced to New Heights podcast, oh my God, yeah, I'm addicted now. I mean, you can't watch that film and not be a fan of them being, you know, in podcast world as well. I mean, they're really good. And it was funny because Jason was all like, I don't know if I want to do all that. And he's just like a natural. So
he's a natural. It's so funny you said that. You're absolutely right. He's such a humble, hardworking, authentic guy, but my God, is he talented and charismatic and charming and funny. And Jason and Travis together are a comedy act. And you see a lot of that in the film too. They just give each other a hard time, but under all of it is so much love. And that really comes through.
Yeah, as busy as they are, we all have no excuses that they have time to do a podcast show as well. So once again, you can watch Kelce Prime Video. It is available right now. Been talking to Don ARGOTT and Sheena M. JOYCE, the producers of the amazing documentary film. Thank you for your time, for you both.
Dude, thanks for having us.
Thank you so much. Thank you.